Hey everybody, Portland Chess Shop here to bring you the chess action, and Hikaru Nakamura is playing. I am so excited. I've been waiting for like weeks for him to sign on and play some chess, and here he is. It is hard to track this guy down, as well as it's hard to track down all the players in the top 10. I've been doing my best to find them with some success. If anybody has any ideas, please give me some advice on how to find good games to record. So the game has started. Nakamura is down 30 seconds due to not having started late, which is very unusual. Nakamura, again, plays very quickly, known for being one of the best Blitz players in the world. So here he plays a queen e2. He also plays very unusual moves, but plays very well as well. So he's pushed all three of these pawns, created a position that I'm sure black has never seen before. h4 is played, and f5, attacking e4 and g4 simultaneously. I think that does make sense for black to play that. And Hikaru ignores the move and plays h5. He takes towards the center, and now the knight comes up, pawn plays up, and then knight takes the centralized pawn. Pawn up 2, knight takes here, so the c5 pawn has fallen, which I think is probably good. Yes, because now d4 is played. This knight is supported in this base, and pretty good control of the center, actually. This bishop is actually well developed defending f4 against the rook. Nakamura makes it look easy. He plays like so creative, whatever that word is. You know what I mean? He plays, with imagination. I can say that. And does it, and like wins every game. It's the weirdest thing. Here he's giving away the knight and playing g5, which is basically insane. Takes here. Now the bishop is probably going to have to take the pawn, but after that, then what? This is okay. He takes the pawn here. Now the bishop falls. Oh my gosh. I wonder what would have happened. Here pawn takes. Oh, then pawn takes, and then the bishop would have been hanging with this really strong pawn. If the bishop retreats, then like queen h5 is basically going to be mate. That's what he saw. Thus, he had to take on d4. And now takes here. The knight takes back because there was some dangerous threats. This is an unusual game. I'm excited to see if Nakamura wins this. Queen h5. It's one of the players is going to win, that's for sure. Queen here, and now the rooks can be exchanged. This king looks exposed, and these three pieces do not look like they're participating in the attack against the black king. Bishop comes out here, making the rooks connected while simultaneously controlling some key squares around the king, creating some mating nets, as well as preventing castling, things like that. b4 is played. I think Nakamura might be playing very desperately in this position. I have a feeling that he is in a lot of trouble. Pawn up, bishop takes, now the knight takes, attacking the bishop. This could be good. Then he's thinking about like bishop here, then he'll have checks against bishop here. Now he's threatening like knight takes pawn check, which would be good. But he plays pawn up, blocking this diagonal. So this diagonal, if it becomes open, would be very strong. He queenside castles. This is some insane 5-minute by Hikaru Nakamura. That's for sure. Let's see if he can pull it off. His opponent is, 350 points lower rated. So Nakamura, if given the chance, will be able to come up with some good moves. So black has to play still quickly, but also very accurately. Takes, the queens fall, but now the knight falls. Oh my goodness. 3 pieces against 2 pieces, but this piece is going to fall, right? Because if it moves, then it's still pinned, which would be troublesome. But he'll be able to take back with check. Here's a check. The king is checked. The king has to move. No real way to block it. Well, you could block it, but you don't want to pin your own pieces. So I believe that the king is going to move. Oh, and then after rook takes, if the king moves, then after rook takes, then the rook basically is forced to take back, and then these 2 pieces are both safe, it seems. So he does decide to retreat the bishop, pinning his own bishop. This bishop now cannot move in any direction. defended by the knight. This bishop is attacked by this rook. This knight is attacked by this pawn. And this bishop is on the same line as both the king and the rook. We have a complicated position. Or at least there's tactical elements. Even if one side is winning by quite a lot, there are significant tactical elements in this position. We see that Nakamura is down in time. The king takes. Now he plays rook up immediately, attacking the knight. Now he decides to take the knight. After pawn takes, he plays bishop a3. We have an opposite color bishop ending. Nakamura is down 2 pawns, but he may be able to draw this. He plays bishop here to prevent the rook from coming down. But now pawn up, and this is a strong pawn. But here's a check, interestingly. Now the bishop's going to have to come to b2 to stop the rook from coming to b1, which would be devastating. So now the rook comes over here to try to take from d1. It looks like white's pieces are in trouble. I mean, they need to do one thing and only one thing, and it's not a good situation when that happens. So here, bishop f5 is played. Nakamura may win this game. The rook comes to h1, and then the rook comes back to g1. Nakamura is going to be playing quickly and seeing if his opponent can win this ending. The bishop decides to come towards the center, attacking the rook. The rook comes to the corner. Now this pawn may fall, which would be bad. So check, king up. We could see another check. We do. Let's see what he can do dynamically with this rook. Plays bishop here. So now after king takes, this pawn would fall. If it was just the bishops and the pawns, it would be a draw. Maybe. We'll see. It looks like that's what Nakamura thinks, at least. And I'm not going to tell Nakamura that he doesn't know what he's doing in this ending. We'll have to see if he can pull this off. It looks like with the king on d2 and the bishop here, it looks like it is a draw to me. Nakamura pulling off some wild defense. I like that bishop in front of the pawn. But anyway, the idea is you just use the king to defend, to stop this pawn from promoting. You use the bishop to stop this pawn from promoting, and you're fine. Unless, the pawn can advance, which would be very bad for Nakamura. So now the king is coming back, and he's trying to advance the pawn. That's definitely his idea. People in the chat on the Internet Chess Club are getting pretty excited about this game. They are claiming it's a draw. Some of them. So the pawn does advance, which is bad for Nakamura. Every step that pawn takes, it becomes closer to becoming a queen. That's what I've been trying to teach people in my videos, that pawns turn into queens, and it's true, man. They do turn into queens. So Nakamura is down on time, but it's close, Can he draw this ending? Opposite colored bishop endings are notoriously drawish. Here the pawn is played up. The pawn is advancing. The pawns are pretty safe on the light squares, and Nakamura has to defend the dark squares accordingly. The bishop comes here to defend from here, but then there's a check, which seems really good. He can advance this pawn again at his leisure. Which is too good. I think Nakamura tried, a little too much shenanigans in this game. But the king does come to d2. Can he advance one of the pawns? Possibly. Possibly not. It looks like this position could be a draw.
Check.
Nice. Nakamura pulls it off.
Check.
He is just pre-moving this, playing very quickly. He's down on time, but his opponent isn't giving him a draw, which is, almost rude. I mean, actually, definitely rude.
Game drawn.
Nice. So that's a draw. Good game.
A game of chess is like a sword fight. You must think first, before you move.